So a topic that I think a lot of people are a little uneducated on, or just lack the experience of it, is Kratom. There's a lot of questions about Kratom and what it does, and is it bad? Is it good? Who should take it? Who shouldn't? In my opinion, before you do anything, you should do full research on, the topic and have a full understanding of what it is. And, without personal experience, it's sometimes hard to really give a judgment on something or to have anybody want to take your judgment, because if you haven't actually tried something, then, what do you really know? So I've used Kratom many, many, many times. I still to this day will use it. I don't use it daily. At one point in time, I was using it 2 times a day. I'd use it in the AM and the PM. This was like a year or 2 ago. And I don't know, for whatever reason at that time, I was probably going through a little bit of shit in my head. Sometimes when you reach out for stuff like that, it's usually you're not at your best, or something's going on. Some water in this. So Kratom, when I first started taking Kratom, the first time I ever took Kratom, I had a really good feeling from it. Very euphoric. It has good pain relief properties. And I'm not talking like, you broke your leg and you're not going to feel shit. I'm saying like, minor aches and pains. If you exercise, if you work, if you got elbow pain, because you're a golfer, like little things like that, you definitely notice with the Kratom. It has a very opiate-like effect. I wouldn't say to that potency, but it has an opiate-like effect, just depending on dosage too. Every time I ever dosed it, though, this is one thing I will say. I had a scale, and I made sure that I weighed out the exact amount of Kratom that I was using. This is where a lot of people fuck up. You think that you just take a scoop or you throw it in here or this or that. No, you weigh it out. You figure out exactly how much you're using, and then you can adjust accordingly. It's very safe in my opinion. So I'll tell you this. I think at the peak of it, I used it twice a day, probably 6 to 7 grams at a time. So, 12 to 14 grams a day, which probably isn't crazy to somebody, but to somebody else it is. And, 1 second. And I use that consistently for at least close to 8-9 months every day. When I came down from it, I tapered it down. Just, obviously if you're going to take something twice a day, your body's used to it by now. I tapered it down. I cut the dose in half. And then I cut the doses in half, but still AM and PM them. Then it turned into just an AM thing. And then I slowly stopped taking it. And the only really withdrawals I'd say I had from that point was simply just the craving of wanting Kratom again. Maybe a little restlessness, but nothing insane. Nothing insane. Nothing that the internet would tell you that Kratom will do to you. I think it's very useful. I think it's very safe if used appropriately. Just like anything else in the world. People will bash it, but you can't abuse the shit. You can drink 2 gallons of water right now and drown. There's just a lot of shit you can do that's healthy that can be unhealthy. I think it's better than most medications. I think Kratom is a lot safer than 90% of supplements and bullshit you can buy in any Walgreens or wherever you're buying supplements. I think it can be addictive if you're not somebody that has a discipline level of using a substance or anything. I think it can be very addictive at that point. if you're just a reckless individual. Yeah, I don't know what else to say right now. Hold on, give me a second. I think if you're having issues with something else, another substance, or drinking or anything like that, Kratom is probably a good pick for you to kind of get away from that. You can use it as a bridge or something to get away from another substance. And I think it's a lot safer alternative. Yeah, I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Maybe we'll get a discussion going about it. Like I said, I use it sparingly now. I use it for just a boost, or if, after 4 days in the gym, I just kind of want a day where I feel a little better and a little pain relief. I'll use it then. It does have a mild euphoria to it, so this is where the addictive, part comes in. But you just have to understand that. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Definitely look forward to having a discussion about Kratom for sure. There's a lot of misunderstanding about it.